Hey everybody, Neon here, and it's time once again for yet another MLP fanfiction review. Remember that other video I did on The Little Pony Legend? Well, time to review its sequel. I give you The Little Pony Legend 2, Spirits of Courage, which is basically their version of Book 2, Spirits from Legend of Korra. Now, this fanfiction has a lot of new tricks to the trade, and unlike in my other videos, I'm going to try to relate to both this and the prequels, since there are some things I forgot to say for that one. Also, once again, spoiler warning. Okay then, let's get started. This story begins with a ton of recapping and exposition, both written as well as the introduction to Book 1. Provides a lot of information to help keep up with the series at hand without losing anything. Also, the scene with Spike giving a tour, giving the reader the meta on Team Avatar, so on and so forth. Aside from Spike telling us what's going on, it's mainly played out the very same way as the beginning of Book 2 Spirits, officially. That was until one line from Tenzin really got my attention. After that scene when Korra, Tenzin's children, and Rainbow Dash in this case, do that special airbending race, and Korra winning due to the Avatar state, Tenzin mentions that she would do better if she didn't keep sneaking off in Equestria. And there's my first topic. Now, the whole human and Equestria thing has been done before in many sorts of MLP fanfiction. But here, it's played off a little bit differently due to one fact: who the human is. As far as I know, usually humans in Equestria are mainly OCs, mainly characters that we have to figure out. But here, we already know who the character is and their involvement within Equestria, which removes the time taken for us to establish who the character is and gets the story ongoing much more smoothly. Okay, time to get into the real good stuff. May I present to you Princess Leilani and Prince White, the very first Alicorns and mother and father of Princess Celestia and Princess Luna. Now, I sound like I'm getting overexcited about this, but to be honest, there isn't really that much to relate to them, which, as far as I'm concerned, is what gained characters' popularity. Here, though, Princess Leilani is mainly generic as loving, caring, and ancient, while Prince White is, basically Wand Pony? Maybe? They're still good characters, it's just they're kind of generic. Yeah, we'll go with generic. Now, there is one thing that I probably should have mentioned in my first video, so I'm making up now. During a chat after my first video with Maggie's Heart Love, she told me that I kind of forgot how to mention their interactions. You know, relationships and stuff. So, well, here you go. It's absolutely amazing. I swear there's so much going on in terms of interactions with each other, and stuff was brought up that I didn't think about. For example, Applejack and Mako identifying, due to parent loss, the competitive nature of Rainbow Dash and Asami, and the bombastic personality of Pinky and Iki. Wait, well, the last one was a bit more obvious, but still, it is rather impressive about how far it actually went. Also, when it comes to interactions on love levels, the shipping here is pretty immense, though some scenes felt it kind of forced, which I'll get to in just a minute. In one of the author's notes on fanfiction, Maggie's Heart Love admits that she is a huge lover of Makora shipping, and is mainly executed throughout her stories, though some scenes felt it kind of forced upon, like when they first met. Yes, Rarity, force Mako in with your magic so Korra can kickstart the relationship. And the fact now there's Twi-Flash shipping doesn't help me any much in that regard either. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of tofu on a rice cake being hooked up with Alicorn Princess, but it isn't really that bad. And besides, Flash and Mako do hook up rather well, so there's that. Shipping aside, there is one chapter when good old Pinkie Pie isn't there to get me to laugh, so what are our creative and funny writers to do? Use Discord! When I first read that Discord was gonna get involved with the story, I thought to myself, finally! The last time we saw Discord was just a cameo in Book 1 and, well, that's it. Although it's just one chapter he gets involved with, I gotta say his antics make up for the lack of Pinkie logic. Not to mention his moments when he acts like Dr. Wolf, and when he acts like an actual critic to the show. It's just plain great. Now, I think it's at this point where I talk about either comedy or songs, but I don't know what else to say for that. Oh, wait a minute, there is one thing. The comedy, they start with trying running gags. And the running gag they decided to go with involves those Asami Sato, Pinkie Pie, and her oh so unnatural Pinkie Sense. Her Pinkie Sense activates, and Asami keeps getting hit in the head with a flower pot. And it works! For a while. The first time it made me laugh, the second time was built up to make me laugh again, the third time I laughed the hardest, and the fourth time was unnecessary. I guess this follows the whole 3 strikes and you're out deal. Anyway, funny stuff aside, there are a few things that struck me as quite shocking and rather unexpected, in particular revolving around Vaatu. You know, that huge dark spirit kite thing. To start, the prophecy this is involved with is amped up to 11, as in it's much more risky and far more terrifying. Before, it's just Vaatu showing up and destroying the world, but here, Leilani describes it being the end of the days for not just them, but for Equestria, which both worlds will literally disappear. Sheesh, that's just scary. Really, it is. A few other extra kinks and changes got my attention too. Desna and Eska became happy after the whole thing, and Unalak ends up alive, but banished to the Fog of Lost Souls, and Varric's punishment? Working at Sweet Apple Acres. I'll just read it, you'll get it. And now the biggest change of all. Remember Korra being an element of harmony? Well, meet your new Alicorn princess. Okay. I know this sounds a bit weird, and I understand. I mean, a human alicorn, that's a bit extreme. But honestly, is it really that bad? I mean, she did deserve it. She saved both worlds after all. With the main 6, of course. And as a bonus, it does make you wonder what's going to happen in Book 3. After all, being changed into an alicorn princess with a ton of magic to boot is going to really spice things up. There was a questionable scene, and ironically enough, it involves Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy again, but considering what situation they were in, I found it rather justified. There was one point where Team Avatar and the main 6 go find those spirit portals, and I'll say this much. Rainbow Dash pulls a Twilight, Fluttershy pulls a... I don't even know. For Rainbow Dash, she mainly panics about the entire thing, thinking it's, well, over. Fluttershy, though, basically tells Bolin that to grow a backbone and, well, buck up. Well, while both sound a bit off for each character, given the situation they are in, I guess it kinda makes sense. At least Rainbow Dash is probably in panic about the whole thing, and honestly, who wouldn't be? And for Fluttershy, well, we'll just say the pressure got to her and move on. I guess there's just one complaint left. Princess Cadance and Shining Armor show up again and contribute nothing. Again. Do they have any true point to the story? No. Do they get involved? Not really. Is there anything important to them in the story? Not in the slightest. So, why are they there? Seriously, if you're going to include characters like this, they have to contribute something. I mean, anything will work, but they contribute nothing. Just nothing. I mean, sure, at the end, Shining Armor promotes Mako, but anyone could really do that. Heck, Celestia was right there. She could have done it. Okay, Neon. Keep it together. You can get through this. You're almost done. Okay. All in all, this story is a pretty good one. Did it overtop the first one? Yes, without a doubt. Though it had its other problems, like its OCs, but other than that, it is pretty good, and once again, I'll highly recommend it. Special thanks to Maggie's Heart Love and Atia1793 for making the story, and I'll see you all later. Neon out.